It's known as the silent killer. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless, tasteless gas produced by burning fuel that can be deadly.
And it's a much bigger problem when the weather gets colder like this. In recent weeks, its repeated presence in a local school has parents and county officials questioning both school leadership and a construction company. In tonight's KELOLAND News investigation, Angela Kennecke looks into the problem of carbon monoxide in Canastota School and why parents say they have lost faith in school leadership.
Over the course of 6 days at the end of January and beginning of February, tests showed Canastota School had carbon monoxide in the building, sickening 25 children and 10 teachers. The problem was caused by construction on a new gym. But how it was handled is the subject of our KELOLAND News investigation. Canastota is in the process of adding on a new multi-million-dollar addition to its school, which includes replacing a gym built in 1950. The project was moving along more than a month ahead of schedule when Hugendorn Construction began laying down the cement floor.
Due to lingering fumes in the building due to an excess of machinery currently being used during construction, Canastota School will not have school tomorrow.
That's the message the parents of Canastota fourth grader Colton Fowler got from the school on January 28th.
When they had the alert, all they did was they moved the students to another classroom. They didn't evacuate the building.
I thought that the proper action was taken and that there was no affected kids.
However, the fire department was notified and was monitoring CO levels. The students, including Colton, returned to school on Monday, February 1st. Only the school called his mom at 1:40 p.m. to tell her he had a headache.
And as soon as I said that he wouldn't take Tylenol, then I was told that, well, he actually also is experiencing nausea, and there have been borderline readings in his class today. And did I want him to stay at school and be moved to another part, or did I want him to leave the school?
She asked that Colton be sent home.
Did a lot of time go by between you realizing there was some carbon monoxide in the air and children or parents being notified?
Part of the problem with notification was as soon as we found out, we're all trying to monitor and move kids and monitor kids. And yeah, some time did go by, but it wasn't intentional.
McCook County Emergency Manager B.J. Stiefvater paid a visit to the building on Monday.
I made it clear that under health and public safety, I can come in and shut everything down and stop everything. I said I shouldn't have to do that. I told the superintendent, you have the power to fix this situation, whether that's close school or stop the project.
We ventilated the school, we opened the doors, ventilated the school, and moved the kids to safe areas and had them there. And we're monitoring those areas for the rest of the day.
Should you have evacuated the school at that point?
In hindsight, probably.
Well, I'm upset because I feel like that had I said yes, he could have Tylenol, he would have stayed in school and been continued to be exposed to obviously what we've already established as carbon monoxide, very dangerous.
Yet the next day, February 2nd, Hugendorn Construction picked up where it had left off, pouring cement while the kids were in school.
Next Tuesday they had a smaller pour, and they assured us that they had it vented and they had some fans.
Because you already knew this could be a problem.
Right, and we were assured that it was vented. We did get a raise in this hallway and in the commons by the high school and in the first two rooms.
There was a definite lack of urgency and a failure in communication on the superintendent's part with what the fire department was relaying to them about what was going on. Every time the machines start up, the CO2 levels are going to build, and then on top of that, you have, the HVAC in the building is recirculating that and dumping it into classrooms that have closed doors.
Stiefvater was back on the construction site that day.
When we made our way through the construction zone, they had a window that was approximately 3 feet by 3 feet open and a fan blowing towards it for the whole entire project, which is not adequate at all.
So they had a repeat offense of the same thing, that they were still pouring concrete, still using machinery, and that was the sole cause of the carbon monoxide in the school.
A construction worker also fell ill, prompting an OSHA complaint. Hugendorn Construction told OSHA in this written response that after February 1st, it upgraded the separation walls. open the doors and windows to the extent possible, and continued work. The letter also noted that the volunteer fire department took readings by the operating equipment that were in the 30 to 40 ppm at the construction site. Those are below OSHA's acceptable levels for carbon monoxide on a job site. OSHA then closed the complaint.
Regardless of what OSHA says, if there's CO2 somewhere and you have people having signs and symptoms of it, that's an issue. And initially in one of the rooms, the highest readings we read that had a closed door closest to it with a vent running into it was between 120 and 150. So fairly high levels, enough to where if a teacher went and sat down for a few hours, could have passed out and been found dead later in the afternoon.
Luckily, nothing like that happened, and school was canceled on February 4th and 5th. The cement job was complete before students returned to class on Monday the 8th. In response to the situation, the school has hired a safety expert to remain on site until construction is complete this spring. But that may not be enough to reassure concerned parents.
I don't have enough trust in enough people at the school right now that the safety of the kids is above the project.
These kids are our kids too. You know, we love each and every one of them. And we want to do and are going to do what we have to keep them safe.
No one went to the hospital after getting sick from the carbon monoxide, while a couple dozen students had lingering symptoms such as nausea and extreme tiredness. They have since recovered.